everybody. Thanks for joining me. Week 4 for Dec Standard. This is going to be the beginner intermediate class. Just wanted to say thanks for all your hard work this month. It's been a lot of fun working with you on these two tunes. And I hope you guys had a great holidays. I'm actually recording this on the 26th, which is a little later than I wanted to. But yeah, it was kind of a chaos fest over here with family stuff going on and Christmas and kiddos running around everywhere. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Why don't we start warming up? We'll just play through the tune once. I'm going to kind of be swapping back and forth between the beginner and the intermediate part. So let me know if you have any questions via the Slack, and then remember, try and use this format to the best of its ability, right? Like being able to replay parts, slow things down, pause. That's always a great thing. So yeah, again, thanks for all your hard work, you guys. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to working together in January, and also our Uke Social coming up on the 30th. Remember, it's going to replace the class day on Wednesday evening, 6 to 7:15. So hopefully we'll see you there. We'll be running through this tune and the other one we've been working on, Uke Lab as well. Yeah, let's start at a kind of easy tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's start on that. Here we go. The weather outside is frightful. See, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Rich when we finally kiss goodnight. How I hate going out in the storm. If you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbye. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let's end here on an F. Nicely done, you guys. Remember, when we are flowing through this tune, since it's such a short little repetition, I really like to kind of go 2 rotations. Right where I ended there, I just drop back into the beginning and play through again, and then maybe tag it at the end. So remember, when you tag at the end, what you're doing is you're just repeating that last section. Usually you're singing the last line, going through the last chord progression. But if you haven't, if you notice that, if you've noticed me ending tunes a lot of times, I'll also go to whole notes. So I'll just show you a little example of that. If I was playing that C chord, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I just repeat that again. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And then maybe for the last one, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I just went to a C, finished with a C7 on that half note, and then finished on the F. And you can hear that that's a really good indicator that we're ending the tune. It's a great strategy for if you don't know exactly how to end a song. That's one way to do it. The big thing that I wanted to focus on for the beginners was moving between those 2 chords during the B section. I'm sorry, in the bridge. And what you want to do is play through when you're shifting these chords. Remember, what you want to pay attention to is your pivot. So when I'm pivoting between the D minor, sorry, let me get rid of that. When I'm pivoting between the D minor and the G7, what I really want to think about is that pointer finger just acting as a little swivel. See how it stays in contact with the 1st fret? And then all I do is take these 2 fingers and drop them down a set of strings, and then I open the shape up just a little bit. It's a nice smooth transfer between the D minor and the G7. Let's try whole notes going between those 2. 1, 2, ready, D minor. And then we shift down, and then we shift up, and then down. 2 more times, just like that. Here we go. D minor, and then G7. And remember, for our other transfer, it's pretty much the same type of movement, but it's actually a little bit easier, because if I took my pointer finger off of the E string, then I'd kind of be holding that D7 shape already. So if you just take this shape and you shift it up 1 set of strings, it's like it's riding the elevator. See how I hop it up, then I get my D7, 2-finger D7. Now, a lot of times we're playing this chord shape with our pointer and middle, but if we can play it with our middle and ring, then when we transfer down, we just drop that shape and then put the pointer finger down on the E string, we get our G7. Let's try whole notes there. And then we'll try moving back and forth between D minor and D7 to G7. 1, 2, D7. Here we go. 2 fingers here, middle and ring. And then you hop them down to the G7. 2, 3, and switch. D7 and move down. Nice. 2 more times, just like that. And then we hop down. Last time, here we go. 2, 3, and switch. All right, let's try D minor now. Remember, 2, 2, 1, 0, down to 0, 2, 1, 2. 2 more times, just like that. And last time, here we go. Ready. All right, let's try D7. Here we go. Hopping it up and then down. Yeah, 2 more times, just like that. Here we go. 2, 3. And last time, here we go. And we finish on G7. I really like to try and put that really focused attention on those chord changes. As you can see, I'm not trying to do the rhythm. I'm not trying to add any other part of the repertoire. I'm really just focused on those left-hand shapes. Gives me some focused practice and an ability to really concentrate on just what my left hand's doing. And remember, if you can go through small exercises like we were just doing, 3 or 4 times a week, I try to think about it doing it like a warm-up, like every time I pick up my ukulele, then you're going to find those chord changes that are just falling under your fingers a lot better. For those of you guys that are looking for a little bit more of a challenge, remember when you're working on that change, if you add the rhythm in, what you want to do is change on the offbeat. If the rhythm sounds like this, 1 and 2 and 4. Now what we're going to try to do is change on that second up strum, right? 1 and 2 change. 1 and 2 change, right? 1 and 2 change. There's the rhythm, but we're working on that change. Now, my favorite way to start this exercise is not changing between 2 chords, but using 1 chord and just using on and off as my transition, like this. D minor. See how I take it off, on and then off, on and then off, right? On and then off. You could use the second chord too, G7 off, right? On and then off, just to really feel that up strum, feel comfortable as you're transferring. And then off. Go back to the first chord, D minor. And when we're ready, we slow the tempo down. 1, 2, and here we go. D and then G. D and then G, right? So remember the sequencing. We can take it a little bit easier if we do that on and off exercise. Otherwise, you can transfer between just these 2 chords. And then remember, we've got another change to do. D7 to G7, just like this. Right? D7 and G. And D7 and G. One more time, D minor. Just practicing that change, right? And D7 to finish. There it is. Now remember, for the bridge section, it's really this happening on each third measure of each line in this section, right? Otherwise, it's all just C chords, which is really nice. Here we go. Let's try it. 1, 2, ready to the bridge. Good night. And we try that move. D, switch, and back to C. If you really hold me tight. D7 to the switch. 1 and 2 switch, and then C. The other thing we talked about last week was using a chord that's not really written on the sheet, but it's actually a C7. Now, where you want to be kind of thinking about this C7 in terms of placement, think about trying to put it whenever we're transferring from the C chord to an F. So if you look right here, it happens a couple times, right? Right here, this, oh, I'm sorry, we got the wrong sheet up. This is what I meant to do. Yeah, right here. So every time we're going from this chord C to this chord F, that's a great place to use that C to C7 transition. Also here, right here in the third measure of the second line of the verse, right? So if I'm playing B flat, great placement for that would be here, this last C in the B section, because you know you're going to go to the F, and then also here, this C moving to this F. I really like using them there. Let's see if we can try that a couple times. Let's play the B section, and then we'll freeze right before that C chord, that final C chord, to talk about it, and then we'll try it. 1, 2, C section. Finally, kiss goodnight. D minor, G7. Hey, go switch. There you go. C. If you really hold me tight. D7, G7. And it's right here, the C to C7. Right before we get back into the A section. You can kind of hear how that movement gives you a little bit of extra momentum as you're moving into the root chord. So those are the elements that I wanted to focus on for the beginners. I think the big one for the intermediate section is really just that diminished chord, right? Where you'll find it on that song sheet that I just had up, where you'll find it is right here. It's in the second measure of this B flat. And all you do is replace this chord with a different chord. It's just a diminished chord. It's a substitution that we're using. And it's not, you know, it's not the easiest chord in the world to play because it is 4 fingers, but it's a really fun chord to play and gives it a lot of kind of sonic interest as you're navigating through that A section. So let's just take a look at the shape first. And one of the ways that I like to identify this shape is it's the same starting point as a D7. 2-finger D7 here. We've got our hands on 2, 0, 2, 0 like this. Now, if I just take my ring finger, put it a half step up on the C string. Everybody see that? It's almost like I'm making kind of a G shape, but it's up here on this fret, on these strings. And then that empty string, the A string here, if I put my pinky down there, then I've got the right shape. But the position that we want is actually here. First and second fret for the B flat we're using in the intermediate part. So I want you guys to pay attention to that. Anytime you kind of forget what a diminished looks like, then just put 2 fingers down like a D7. And then on the empty strings, you go a half step up with the other fingers, right? And then remember, this is the wrong position, so we move it here. So you can always start that diminished chord that we're trying to find for here, right there, 2, 0, 2, or 1, 0, 1, 0. Looks like a D7 in the wrong place. And then my ring finger and my pinky fill it in here, right? Whenever I'm, sorry guys, I need some water. Whenever I'm thinking about left-hand transitions, what I'm trying to find is, I'm trying to find commonalities, right? Things that can help me to navigate between the 2 chords. One of the ways that I like to think about the movement here, if we take our entry point, B flat, into the diminished, then I want to think about like what fingers are where they need to be. Maybe a shared string or a shared fret. For me, the pointer finger is kind of my pivot. See how it's here on the point on the first fret on the E string, and it's kind of barring right here across the A string. If I just jump that to the top string, and then I make that D7 shape, that 2-finger D7 shape, then I've got sort of the beginnings of that diminished chord, right? So I'm here, and then I just hop it up. Everybody see how I made that little switch? Let's see if we can kind of do it in this camera angle. I'm here, B flat. Now watch, pointer finger jumps to the top string because it's on the right fret, right? It just needs to jump to the top string. I start to rotate my hand a little bit and sort of roll into that chord shape. Boom. And then my ring finger and my pinky can finish it off, right? So if I look at the song sheet, if, you know, remember our diminished shape kind of sits here in this position. Our diminished shape sits right here. So that means my entry point is B flat and my exit is C, right? So I'll make that into a little 3-measure exercise. We'll play whole notes moving through those. Remember, it's B flat to diminished to C. Cool. Let's see if we can give it a try. 1, 2, ready, B flat. And ready, we switch here. And then we finish on C. Nice. All right, we'll kind of zoom in here. B flat, 2, and ready. Remember, pointer finger jumps up. 2, and ready to the C. Nice. 2 more times. Here we go. Ready. B flat to the diminished. Nice. And then finish on C. Yeah, that's a real tricky chord to get at first, but remember, you can do it in phases, right? Here's my 2-finger D7, put my ring and my pinky down, and then I finish on. Now, one thing you guys might have noticed is as I was playing those as I was playing that exercise, I was finishing my C chord a little bit differently than you might be used to. Ring finger, 3rd fret, right? If we follow the finger per fret rule, then our pinky would actually be playing 4. But one of the things I really like about this move to the C chord from the diminished is, do you see how my pinky's already on the A string? See, if I lifted all my fingers, then I'm here on fret 2. And all I really need to do is move it very slightly to catch that 3rd fret. Yeah, it feels a little bit awkward, especially because our pinky's maybe not used to doing a lot of work. But you'll probably see that, with a little bit of practice, it's actually a lot more efficient movement. One of the things that I've actually found kind of in the last 5 or 10 years of my playing, 5 or 10 years is a long time. 5 or 6 years of my playing maybe, is that I've been playing the C chord a lot with my pinky. In this hand position, it just is a lot more ergonomic for me. And I find that if I can use my pinky to play that 3rd fret, then what happens is a lot of times I can do other things with my fingers. It just feels a lot more natural to me. So it's one thing you can try. Let's see if we can try that exercise again. And if you want to, try that pinky to play the C chord, right? Let's start it. B flat to diminished to C. 1, 2, whole notes. Here we go. 2 and ready. We pivot. 2 and ready. Switch. 2 more times, just like that. 2 and watch, pointer finger jumps up. Make the D shape. Yeah. And then I just slide my pinky up as I release. Last time. Here we go. Nice and slow. B flat. 2, 3. Pointer finger up. Roll. 2, 3, and finish here. So if I'm playing that verse or that A section, it's one of those things. If the diminished shape is really tripping you up, another B flat is fine. It's fine. It's more just a substitution, a way to make it sound more interesting. So with that B to B flat, it would sound like this with the rhythm: 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry. In the context of the song, let's try the verse. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. B flat. Dun, 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 diminish. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. If you're looking for more of a challenge, you can hit that C to C7. I'm going to try that. 1, 2, 3 from A. Dun, 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 C. Dun, 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 dun. B flat. Dun, 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 dun. Diminished. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I think that's the biggest challenge when it comes to the intermediate section, is being able to move between that B flat very fluidly into the diminished chord. And remember, if if this chord is too much of a challenge for you, you can still practice those offbeat changes that really signify what's going on in the intermediate part. Those sort of changes on the up strum, and just throw that chord out, right? 2 measures of B flat will function there. This is more just a way to add a little bit of sonic interest to what you're doing. The other thing that I wanted to kind of focus on today was learning just a little bit of a quick outro. I want everybody to try this. Let's see if we can find the 7th fret on the A string. Just like this. And then let's try to find the 5th fret on the A string. And then let's try to find the 3rd fret on the A string. Just like that. 7, 5, and then 3. All right, let's see if we can strum now with each of those chords kind of held. I mean, each of those notes held in a different position while we're keeping all the other strings open. We'll actually end up with a C chord, but what we'll start to hear is this little melody line right here. So let's see if we can try it. 1, 5, and then 3. Nice. 7. See how I'm using my pinky there? 5, and then 3. Nice. Now with the right hand, let's see if we can try this rhythm. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Super simple. Down, up, down, but obviously we're moving in a lot slower tempo than we were for the kind of normal rhythm we were using for the song, right? Now that we've got that, let's see if we can slow that movement down and see how I'm switching between the 7th fret, the 5th fret, and then the 3rd fret. And what I'm really trying to emulate is this melody. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I'm going to be trying to emulate that little melodic line and actually bring that melody onto the ukulele, but keep it super simple when it comes to right hand, right? So now remember, down, up, down as you switch between 7, 5, and 3, right? 1, 2, ready, 7, 5, 3. Let's try it again. 2, 3, 4, 7, 5, 3. Just alternating directions, going nice and slow. 7, 5, 3. And you see how I'm kind of switching between my middle finger and my ring finger to catch that 5th fret. Either one of those is going to work, whatever feels good, but what you want to pay attention to is trying to play the 7th fret with your pinky. If you can get that solid, it gets a little more exercise for that non-dominant finger, but it also gives us a lot less movement. Instead of going like, you know, shifting that wrist down a bunch each time you're trying to find the fret, you can kind of keep your hand in the same place. See how my wrist is not moving up and down the neck. I'm just finding where those frets are underneath the fingers, right? So down, up, down, 7, 5, 3. 1, 2, ready, together. 7, 5, 3. 2 more times. 7, 5, 3, and go. 7, 5, 3. Last time. 7, 5, 3. All right, we're going to do the exact same thing with the right hand and similar thing with the left hand, but now instead of 7, 5, 3, we're going to try 3, 1, 0, right? All open strings, just strumming. 3, 1, 0, just like that, right? Let's see if we can try it. 2, ready, go. 3, 1, 0. 2 more times. 2, ready, go. 3, 1, 0. 2, ready, go. 3, 1, 0. Just like that. Now, if we put it in descending order, then we go 7, 5, 3, 3, 1, 0, right? Find all those frets, 7, 5, 3. Now watch when I shift my ring finger down, 3, 1, 0, right? Just like that. 7, 5, 3, 3, 1, 0. Cool? So remember, moving down, up, and then down, switching on each one. 1, 2, nice and slow. Here we go. Down, 5, 3. Now 3, 1, 0. Just like that. 7, 5, 3, 3, 1, 0. Let's see if we can try it again. 2, ready, go. 7, 5, 3, 3, 1, 0. All right, last move. I just want you to find the notes first. It's going to go open A string, 3rd fret E string, then pointer finger here. And when we land here, we're actually going to change our chord back to the F. All right, so that last move looks like this. Remember, alternating up, down, and then up, right? So it's just like that. So down on the open A, up with the 3rd fret on the E string, and then when we land, we want to try to hit the F chord on that downbeat, right? Let's see if we can try it. 2, ready, go. Open 3 on the E string, and then down on F. One more time. Ready, go. All right, so just to repeat, let's see if we can go 7, 5, 3. All right, 1, 2, ready, go. 7, 5, 3. All right, so 3, 1, 0. And then remember, open 3rd fret E string, and then finish on your F chord, right? So just to finish, I'm just to hear it at speed. It sounds like this: 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You can kind of hear that melodic line. You can hear that melodic line kind of entering when you're moving from the chord C to the chord F, right? And where we're placing this, remember guys, where we're placing this happens at the end of this section, right? The end of this A section. So where we would probably put it in the tune is probably putting it down here at the bottom. Sorry, we switched there. Down here, yeah, probably right here. Let it snow, let it snow. We tag to the end, and then we try adding that little ending, or you could use it as an intro. It's just a little lick that you can learn to play to add just one other thing that you can do during this song, right? Let's see if I can play that ending and make it sound, or add that little ending part. So if I was doing that end, it would be let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And then I play da 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 da. And I finish on F, just like that. Down, up, switch to 3, 3, 1, open, open, 3rd fret on the E string, and then finishing on F, right? So we can try together. Play it nice and slow. 1, 2, go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. 2 more times, just like that. 1, 2, go. Let it snow, let it snow, down, up. 2 more times. 1, 2, go. 7, 5, 3, 3, 1, 0, 0, 3rd fret on the E string, and then we finish on F. One more time. 1, 2, go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. So remember, lots of repetitions of that. I know that it's a little bit tricky, but it's just kind of a fun way to end that tune. And then also, you know, it's just an additional skill that you're trying to learn how to play on the ukulele, right? Transferring melody to the instrument. And you heard I was singing along with that melody, but obviously it's going to take a little bit more concentration trying to move through those things. But remember, just like anything, right? Finding those frets, it's all about muscle memory. So lots and lots of repetition. Let's see if we can play that A section, Fire is Slowly Dying. We'll start on that 3rd verse. And let's see if we can finish there. We're going to take it really, really slow. That way when we get into that ending, it's not going to throw us off. 1, 2, 1, 3rd verse, Fire is Slowly Dying. Here we go. Fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. B flat. Long as you love me so. Let's not do the diminished yet. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let's tag it once. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let's try it. 7, 5, 3, 3, 1, 0, 0, 3, and finish on F. Yeah, and you can see if I use the tag to actually slow the tempo down, then I can make it be as slow as I need to when I finish with that little lick to end, right? So if I'm tagging it, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, and then I slow it down, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Then I'm nice and slow and I let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. All right, that's the big thing that I wanted to share with you guys this week. It's a little kind of bonus, a little addition. I'll be going over it again during Uke Lab on Wednesday. So, you know, if you don't get it all in this class or don't get it solidified before then, we'll be having a few more rounds of practice and a few more rotations, and you guys can ask any questions that you have. So, yeah, I think I'm going to kind of wrap it up here in the next minute. Let's see if we can play through this one more time. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. You can ask them via email, text. Slack would be a great place to do it in the class threads. Then it can, if you have a question that somebody else might have, they can see it and I can answer it, and then I can, get 2 things done at once. It'd be really great. I'm all about efficiency. So let's see if we can start from the top. We'll flow through. Thanks again, you guys. It's been a lot of fun working on this tune with you. And yeah, getting songs ready for January. I'm really excited to be teaching those 2 tunes. And yeah, hopefully you can join us for Uke Lab next month. All right, let's start at the top. Nice and slow. 1, 2, about this tempo. How about all you guys just start with me with the rhythm. 1 and 2, and you can cover the strings. I'll count us in. And remember, do whatever is challenging for you, right? I'd say if those off time switches are a little bit more challenging, then see if you can go to half notes during that, those half measure changes, right? D minor to G7. If the diminished chord is a little bit too difficult for your left hand, right, then you go ahead and just do 2 measures of B flat. I'm going to probably be throwing that diminished chord in, but again, you can play B flat through that measure and it'll sound fine. 1, 2, ready. Weather outside is frightful. The fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Verse 2. Oh, it doesn't show signs of stopping. And I brought some corn for popping. B flat. Let's turn way down low. Diminish if you got it. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. B section. Here we go. When we finally kiss goodnight. Oh, how I'll hate going out in the storm. If you really hold me tight, I'll go off tempo this time. All the way home on the wall. The fire is slowly dying, but my dear, we're still goodbying. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let's slow it down. Tag. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Last one, 753. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Thanks again, guys. We will see you next Wednesday. And yeah, thanks for joining us for UCLab. Take care.